Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Today we're going to do another pairing video, and we're going to pair our giants again. We are going to do another female. We have a number of these. We're going to do another female Theraphosa stirmi, and excuse me, she's been paired once already, and this is her second pairing. And as you know, we try and always do two pairings for our females. So this is her second pairing. So sit tight, get comfortable, and watch this. It's only a short video. It's about 10 minutes, but it is some really cool footage, and there's some interesting points that we will cover after you've watched the video. All right, I'll see you soon.
Well, here's our valiant male Theraphosa stirmi. He's around about 15 months old now, and he's managed to service 5, maybe 6 females in this time, and he's done this multiple times, and he's survived every time. And this is down to making sure that our spiders are very well conditioned, our females are conditioned, and we're there when he needs us. Now, he's been in the enclosure now for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and we've not seen any action from him at all. He's literally just sitting there. He's contemplating the world and what's going on. This is our female's burrow. She's deep down in that burrow. Notice all the webbing on the outside. He will use this to let her know that he has arrived. So what we're hoping for now is we're looking for a reaction from him. Hopefully he'll tap the floor, send some tremors through to the lady in the burrow. Here we go. Notice the very purposeful movements. Look at that, very exaggerated leg movements. He's stretching out. Is she home? Is there anyone there? Here we go, a little tiny scratch with a pedipalp there. A little tap. This is often all it takes. Is there anybody home? Oh yes, here she is. Oh, she's coming out very confident. Yep, we're straight in. These guys have met before. Look at that. They seem rather pleased to see one another. And this is the kind of reaction we're looking for. See that drumming coming from the female there? She's quite excited. You can also see underneath there her epigastric furrow is slightly extended. He's reaching forward now already. And you'll see there that she's starting to stand quite tall. He's beginning to push her back. And you can see there that he's rubbing his pedipalps against her thorax. Here we go. He's reaching under now. Now she's lifting her abdomen. You see that? There she goes. She's lifting it. This is to enable him to get penetration. There you go. He's in. That is insemination. And now he's pushed her off. There you go. Now you see the difference in the attitude from them. Both spiders, their pedipalps are held high. She's now trying to force him back. She's pushing him. He's doing his best to try and keep some height. Notice she's scratching her abdomen there with her leg. This is a good sign that we had a successful insemination. Now you'll notice the hissing that's going on. Keep your volume up, because these guys have been hissing from the moment they actually met. It's a very audible sound. She's scratching again there. You see there, she's testing him. She's pushing on him all the time. He's maintaining that height. That's the safest place for him. You can see his pedipalps are held very high over his head. Same with her. She's keeping hers well out of the way as well. The pedipalps are incredibly sensitive, and they're one of the most important parts of the spider. They catch a lot of their food with their pedipalps. They draw it into their fangs. And she's slowly going into that trance-like state now. You can see he's backing off. He's a little clumsy. He's got himself right in the corner now, so it's a little bit difficult for him to move away. But he's just waiting for her to... There she goes. She's lifting her abdomen again, so she's just moving her body weight. He can feel that, and he's maintaining that contact with her with them two front legs. You see that? One on her foot, one by her fangs. He'll be feeling her demeanour. There she goes. She's in her trance state now. And he is just on the way. He just wants to leave now. So we've come in with a paintbrush just to make sure, in case she makes a lunge for him, because quite often when they're floundering around in the corner like this is enough to spur her on to think that she's got a chance to actually grab him and eat him. So we have to be careful. We have to give him a little bit of protection now. He's earned it. Now it's interesting, now we can see that our female, she's in that stance that we often see with our Balfouris and many of our other spiders. They seem to come into this trance-like state. We don't really understand why this is. Is this possibly to give our male a chance to actually escape? We really don't know. You can see she's very relaxed there. She's literally solid as a statue. I've got a nice close-up now. Look at the size of those fangs. You can also see the nice soft joints of the legs there. These are the only really soft joints, and these are their hydraulic joints. This is how these guys maneuver and get around. You see the hairs on the legs there very, very clearly. These are what the spider uses to detect its world. And as quick as that, she's gone. Now she's going to be going back into her burrow now. Notice on her abdomen there's a slight mark there. This is a bit of damage that maybe she picked up in a molt. This is a spider that come fresh in, so she's not molted with us. She's come in like this. And we're going to give her a roach now. There you go. She's took that. Lovely. And we will gently feed this girl up now. And hopefully, within 4 months or so, we should, all being well, if everything was successful, get an egg sac. So fingers crossed. Now we just have to take really good care of her.
Well, what did you think to that? That was pretty intense. You'll notice from the moment the male went in there, he literally sat there just for a few moments, and then he started the waving. He waves and taps one foot, just does that, one foot, and then that is enough to get a response from our female, who is dug deep down in her burrow. She's underneath her hide, and you'll see it's almost like they recognise each other from the previous mating. She literally came straight out, he came in, and they literally were straight at it immediately. And this is what we're looking for all the time with our spiders. We're really hoping that we can get our spiders into such a condition that they don't muck about. You know, the pairing is the most important thing to them. And these two got it on straight away. Now, one of the other things that we noticed with these guys that you don't see with the other spiders, and we've left the volume up on that particular video clip so that you can hear the constant hissing that especially comes from the male. And I do believe there was a little bit from the female in the very beginning. There seemed to be like a bit of a crescendo of hissing there. And I think it was both of them. Now they're doing this by stridulation. And they stridulate, and this is what's causing that sound. And it's really, really quite loud. When you're sitting there doing these pairings, these guys really go for it. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So it sort of beggars the belief that what or how does their hearing work? Can they actually physically hear things? We've always been led to believe that our spiders react pretty much on air movement, through the hairs and stuff on their legs. And you'll see with these guys where we had some real nice close-up images of the hairs on the legs, especially around the fangs, around the body, the thorax. You see all of these hairs, tops of the legs. And we've always been led to believe that they pick up air currents. So slightest little bit of current, like if you blow on your spider, he will automatically flinch. He knows there's something there, and that's because these hairs are picking this up. And when they've got prey items moving around, that prey item is displacing the air as it moves around. And maybe they are so acute to this that they can pick up on it. So with that, plus the vibration through the floor, they are very, very sensitive to any vibration on the floor. And you'll see that with the male, when he was actually sitting there, you'll see with his pedipalps, he sort of scratches the floor. And this we've seen with many of our spiders, many of the males, they scratch the floor. And this is sending, I would believe, shockwaves through the floor out to the female. And this is what she picks up on. And obviously they have their visual display as well. You see him waving the leg again, you know. So these are all things that tie in to communication. This is how they're communicating with one another. Now, with the stridulation, why on earth would they be vocal if they can't hear it? It's an interesting question. Something that we definitely need to look into. I think it's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And one of the other things that you would have seen on this video was the way she positions herself before the actual pairing. Now, if you watched our video last week on the males and how they get ready for pairing, you would have noticed on there that not all the males' pedipalps are exactly the same. They all have different configurations of their emboli. Now, with the stirmi, you'll see they have a very large emboli, and it actually protrudes backwards. Now, you'll see with our female there, as she comes in ready for pairing, she lifts her abdomen up, and then he goes underneath, and then he pulls back like that. So he's literally looking for that epigastric furrow. Now, you'll see on many of our videos, we get a real clear shot of the epigastric furrow, and you'll see sometimes it's really open and inflamed looking, very prominent. And this is where the female is totally receptive. So what he does is he literally pushes his pedipalp up underneath like this, and then he pulls back. And it's when he pulls back, you see she buckles and he drags her in. And this is where he's inseminating her. It's very, very obvious for these guys. And you can see him pull her back, she buckles, she goes down, and then eventually she'll pull away and she'll try and get away. And then you'll see the change in their temperaments. And you'll see now he is on the defensive. He's looking at trying to get away. And you'll see on the end of the video there, we actually came down with a paintbrush just in case, because this is a very dangerous time, especially with these big spiders, because they don't move, they're quite clumsy. He was right up against the corner of the enclosure, and the only way out was through the door out onto the desk. And while he's fumbling around trying to look for an escape route, she will often pounce. This is the time where she will grab him. So we're very, very careful of that, because he is so clumsy. That is all it is. He's just so clumsy. He makes a bit of a mess of it. So we're in there to try and protect him, which we did do. He got out and done another day. Now this guy, he's been getting on. We often get asked questions about how old do our male spiders go. This particular guy has been going for 15 months or more. And so far to date, he has done 5 different females. And he's done them all multiple times. He is now, yeah, he's literally on the go all the time. One interesting thing with a stirm is very rarely we ever see a sperm web. So we normally give him a week. You normally find that once they've actually copulated, they've paired, then they will immediately go and make a sperm web. Normally within the first 24 hours, they've done it again. They've reproduced the sperm web and they've reloaded their pedipalps. And again, if you'd watched last week's video, you would have seen all of this in action. Right. Well, I hope that, that was a fascinating video. I find it absolutely fascinating what goes on in the world of these spiders. And there's so much to see if you just look a little deeper. Fascinating stuff. Right. One other thing before we go. We have a subscriber by the name of James Llewellyn. And James sent us a gift, which we have here. How about this? This is absolutely amazing. And this is from from, like I say, James Llewellyn at Tarantulas Anonymous UK. And check him out. Literally, look him up. He's on Facebook, James Llewellyn. You'll see him. He's in my friends list, so you'll see him there. But what an absolutely incredible thing! Look at this. Look at that. It all lights up. Big old spider in there. I love this. I think this is so cool. This is like a paperweight. I mean, it's a big paperweight, but it's like a paperweight. But yeah, what an amazing thing. Now he makes this himself, and yeah, I've got to be honest. I am chuffed a bit. Things like this really do. I love them. I absolutely love them. So yeah, we'll have a closer look at this, and you can have a real good look because it is really cool. Really cool. So yeah, we'll have a good look. Well, like I say, it's absolutely amazing. I love it to bits. So yes, thank you very much, James. I really do appreciate this. We have got some amazing subscribers out there. You won't believe some of the things that we get offered, and just the love that's shown. It's just incredible. We really do appreciate it. It's an amazing family we got out there. Amazing. Well, thanks again, James. This is going to have pride a place up here for the time being, until we can find somewhere. Oh, actually, I think he'll probably stay there. I think he looks really cool now. I do like him very much. Right then. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little video. It's a bit of a short one today, but we've got plenty more pairing videos coming up, and there's some really interesting topics coming up as well. So yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I'll see you soon, guys.